What's up guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're doing an oil change on a BMW S1000RR, otherwise known as the S1K McMuffin, Bumblebee, or the Skirt. But yeah, we're gonna get into this real quick. So as you can see, we put the bike up on a rear stand. This is a Venom stand. We're gonna start the engine and get it flowing for a little bit. You wanna have the oil not too thick, but actually a little bit warm. You can have it hot if you want, just so everything runs out when you're doing it. So I'm gonna start it up real quick and let it idle. So now that we're all warmed up, I got a cigarette lit. We're gonna go in here, we're gonna take off all these fairing bolts at the bottom so we can expose the exhaust. If you go down here, you can see the cap that we're going for is right here. And this is the oil filter. You can reach your hand through here. So the bolts we're removing are here, 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 and here. It may be different for each model depending on like what year you have. Mine's a 2011, last of the first gen. This is for mine. As you can see, it got a little hot, took the hoodie off. We're gonna get down here at the bottom and get these two bottom ones out. Note to self, take off the bottom before the top. Alright, now that we got the fairing off, as you can see, it's all exposed right here. This is what we're going for. We're going to put aluminum foil in here to have the drain out just running off. And then there's an oil plug underneath that we're also going to take off too. So, might make a little bit of a mess, but try to get it in as timely manner as you can. I try to go get it loose like this. After I got it loose, I'll pull my hand up under it. I'll take my finger, start running through it, just run it all the way off until it pops up in there. So you can see, I definitely needed it. So, after you got everything drained out of your plug, you're gonna do the fun part, which is make yourself an oil slide. So, the reason I use the oil just because you can go ahead and take this off and drain it over your pipes. I mean, after you do that and you run your bike, it's gonna be smoking. That's your choice. I just like to do this just to prevent from smoking. So I'll take some, fold it up like here. You just want to protect like this part over here. You're gonna make sure it just goes through. You know, just protect anything that's up over here. I mean, you can't avoid where it all goes, you know, but you can avoid where most of it goes. Alright, and then after you got your little slide in there, take your oil cap filter and you're gonna pop that on there nice and snug.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Alright, so my oil cap ended up being dented, so we're going to use this. This is not meant for an oil cap, by the way. This is meant for piston rings. So I don't know how this is going to really work. Oh, would you look at that? Stock. So now we're bone dry right now. All the oils ran out. We're gonna start the cleanup process. We'll take out the oil. This little funnel that I made. Pull out this. As you can see, this is my first oil change on this bike. I mean, it's pretty bad. It's not horrible, but it definitely like needed it 100%. So put this off to the side, dispose of this. Now, I'm gonna go back up in here. We're using a K&N oil filter. You know, who needs the box anyways, right? So, before you start this, what you're gonna have to do is you take some oil, fresh oil, apply it around the seal before you put your oil filter back on. What you're gonna do here is you're gonna take some new oil. I just like to throw it on top, get it in the filter. Take a little bit of this, wipe it around the outside of that seal. Just fill it up a little bit just so it's not like bone dry, you know, when you're putting it on. Then you're gonna take it, and go ahead and pop it right back on there. So you're gonna get the wrench on the little nub right here. You're just gonna give it a little turn. Maybe, I recommend maybe just like 2/4 of a turn. All right, so now we're gonna apply the drain bolt right here. And we're just gonna put this back up in there with the crusher washer on it. Same thing as the oil filter, loose threading. Feel any resistance, you know it's not on thread. You definitely don't want to strip your threads. If you strip your threads on these, they're a pain in this ass because it could just leak constantly. So never strip your threads and replace your crusher washers too. In there, I'm just gonna give it a little turn. You can torch this to spec. Just from doing this so long, you kind of know where it is. So now we're gonna apply the fairing. Got everything sealed up. It's easier to start off at the top and then work your way down. So now we got everything sealed up. Fairing's back on the other side. So we're gonna add up the oil. This bike, usually it's 3.7 per the owner's manual. I stick with that, 3.7 to 3.8. Here's your oil cap. Pop that off. Take your funnel, if you want to use it, drop it up in there. Start giving this baby some new blood. So we're looking for the 7. Right now we're at the 5. So this whole container is 10 all the way. So we need to leave 3 in it. Right now we're at the 4. And that should give us right to under the 3 is where I like to keep it. Take your oil cap, put it back on. Again, light with the threads. Give it a nice little tight. Don't over tighten it and you're good. So after you get your oil up in it, you're gonna wanna let it run. I let it run for about 10 minutes, but just let it run idle, get that oil circulating.